Every aspect of life is unique, and for that reason it warrants reverence. When we look at life from a much bigger perspective and we recognize that everything is part of the whole, then that to me is something that warrants honoring. There is something that is just so innately miraculous about looking at a newborn baby. And even though the baby isn't really contributing anything to the household, like they're not, paying rent, they don't have a job, they're not mowing the lawn, but there is this reverence for life because of the pure possibility that now is available to that human being. People don't treat themselves with the same reverence that was once afforded them when they first arrived on the planet. Something was said, something was witnessed that made us think as a human being that now I have to do something beyond what I was previously doing. I have to act and behave in a way that now is new to me in order to keep getting the love and acceptance that as a human being we crave. And from that moment, which is usually a very young age, we start to redefine who we are and we start to manipulate our behavior because now we have this incessant desire to be loved and accepted because fundamentally we don't feel we are just by being who we are. And that to me starts the journey of suffering for a human being. So people will turn to substances. It might start with like alcohol. It could then lead into pot smoking, prescribed drugs, heavier drugs. And so currently human beings are sort of designed to look at themselves through this self-deprecating perspective that who I am fundamentally is somehow not enough. And at some point in the evolution of a human being, in the arc of their life, there's a distinct moment where you suddenly feel for the first time that just being me is no longer enough. Conformity to me is one of the greatest killers because we're under the impression that if I fit into my gang, to my community, to my family, to my tradition of my religion or whatever it might be, that's where I'm going to find love and acceptance. But to me, it's quite the antithesis of the truth, which is no, you are a unique expression of life. No one is like you. And true love is to honor that, to really nurture that. Because in ways that perhaps people don't understand, we are each a unique offering to the whole. But as soon as we try to become like the whole, we now lose that sense of unique contribution. And that to me is the real awakening to our inherent value that's inherent, not based on our bank account or our status on social media, but by simple virtue of the fact that you are literally 1 in 8 billion. The process of spiritual evolution that is available to us as human beings is to chip away everything that is not us. Being human is the opportunity to truly tap into something that is so powerful in understanding the real nature of life. That is the gift. That is why honoring all beings and having this sense of reverence for life itself is the access to an experience of being human that to me can't be surpassed. To really tap into the essence of what it means to be alive and to be human, that is the real treasure.